What's going on, family and friends? Welcome back to My Thoughts Uncut. I am your host, Terrence Manning. Today, we're going to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yes, MTG. We're going to discuss if she plans on running for president, her criticism in her own party, and also the criticism of the shutdown. And yes, her response to AOC claiming that this is a revenge tour. Is she running for president? Is she no longer a Trump supporter? Stay tuned right now. Let's find out.
Joining us now to discuss this and more, Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia. She serves on the House Oversight and Homeland Security Committees. Congresswoman, thanks so much for joining us. When we spoke the other day, last month, it was relatively recently, you acknowledged that the cost of living here in the United States is still high under President Trump. Is that a major reason why Republicans, you believe, lost the elections the other day?
It's a massive reason, and I think they were surprised by it. But it's been something I've been talking about for quite some time, and that's the most important thing people care about: the ability to put food on the table, a roof over their heads, and also their safety and security for their financial future.
Speaker Mike Johnson, Senate Majority Leader Thune, and Vice President J.D. Vance, they all downplayed the election results, disputing that this is a broader wake-up call for your party. Are they wrong?
I don't think they should downplay it. I'm from Georgia, and we lost two very important public service commission seats that were statewide races in the state of Georgia. I think that should be a big wake-up call to my home state. We've got the entire slate coming up in 2026 with governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, and
I think two things are true. I think that they should take this seriously because you did lose, and losing is never fun, but you got to learn from it. And also, another thing is, okay, Virginia and New Jersey are Democratic states. And of course, we know how liberal New York City is, and that's why they chose Mamdani to be their mayor. But at the same time, she's right. You also have to take this serious and understand that the middle class and lower class, they don't care about this inner fighting with the Democrats and Republicans on who is not allowing the government to be open or shut down. They don't care about that. All they care about is results. And again, I don't see anything that she said that's wrong so far. Let's continue.
Don Ossoff's Senate seat is up for election. So I think it's a major wake-up call, as well as other down ballot races in like Pennsylvania and Mississippi.
You've been really clear, including on this show, about your unhappiness with both Speaker Johnson and Leader Thune. Who would you rather see lead Republicans in Congress?
I think that's a very hard question. Here's my issue. I'm America first, and I don't apologize for that. And I believe Congress, both Democrats and Republicans, should be serving the American people. And when you campaign on America first, it's like having a restaurant advertising like a certain type of food, and then you don't deliver America first, and your customers come in your restaurant and the food's totally different, and they're like, wait a minute, this isn't what I was.
Okay, so far, I don't see what she's wrong about. I want America first. Conservatives, Republicans want America first. And she's blaming both parties. She's not just blaming Republicans. She's also blaming Democrats. And so far, she's right on point. I have yet to see what people are saying about how she is anti-Republican, anti-Trump. Let's continue.
Coming in for, you're not going to have those return customers. And I see it through that business lens. And here, I was telling my staff on the way here, I said, I voted to fund the government on September 18th. Okay. And here we are today is November 6th.
Her actions just showing.
And the House has not been in session since then. And I truly believe that's an utter failure. And you can't expect people to show up and be passionate about voting for you when you're not even going to work, and they're going to work every single day and struggling to pay their bills.
So there's no one.
And that's the optics right there. It's about your actions, not what you're just saying. And it's this inner fighting what Republicans need to stop. They need to refocus. Trump can't do it all on his own. Congress needs to come together, Republicans, and just take take over and do what Trump campaigned on. And he's for the working class, and he's for lowering costs, lowering foods, lowering groceries, and lowering gas. And that's what people are worried about. And it makes it 100 times worse that we're in this shutdown, and both Democrats and Republicans that are members of Congress are getting paid during this time. They're also on vacation during this time while accumulating money and vacation time. So, this is what the real issue is when it comes to America first. And right now, she's on the money. So let's continue. She may change it up. We'll see.
You can think of that you would like to see lead the Republicans in Congress?
I haven't even heard those conversations yet, but we're not even meeting. So it's hard to do that.
The President Trump, told Senate Republicans behind closed doors yesterday, as you probably read about, that Republicans are getting, quote, killed over the government shutdown, and that's why they must change their approach or risk future losses. I know you
see. Look, Trump knows this guy's a businessman. It's actions. It's not about continuously saying the same thing over and over and blaming Democrats. Yes, we know Democrats is using this filibuster to shut down the government. But Republicans, eliminate the filibuster. Trump has repeatedly said it. What are you scared of? There's nothing to be scared of. You can put it back in when you need to. It's a majority vote. So, yeah, Republicans can take it, eliminate it, and put it back in. But if you want to achieve his goals, you need to eliminate the filibuster. That's it.
feel similarly. Have you spoken directly with the president about this?
I have not, but I did speak to him some time ago about using the nuclear option and overriding the filibuster. And I told him, I said, Mr. President, this is the only way you're going to get your agenda across. And I called for it. I think it was early October. I actually started calling saying that, Democrats should vote to fund the government, but Republicans are equally responsible. And if they're serious about funding the government, they should use the nuclear option and override the filibuster to get it done. And so I'm very pleased to see President Trump saying the same thing I'm saying.
I'm just curious, when did you talk to him about that? Because he came out recently, as you well know, and called for Republicans to get rid of the filibuster and use the nuclear option. Do you think that could have been tied to your push for that, or when did you talk to him?
I think I spoke to him about that on that issue. That phone call was actually several months ago, because I had been seeing it coming. We're not accomplishing the agenda. We're not passing bills that reflect his executive orders, and there is no effort to have any type of consensus on a health care plan, which I am very passionate about, as health insurance premiums are crushing Americans.
And that is because of Obamacare. Now, we know that Obamacare is trash, but listen, until they figure out what's best forward for healthcare, they need to sit down and talk about it and legislate over it. But you can't do that if the government shut down. And that's why Republicans need to get some balls, eliminate the filibuster, so we can have these issues talked about and people can get back to work. Society can go back to where it was, and the FAA can have their jobs back and get paid and not be worried about when's the next meal, when's the next, if they can even pay for gas to get to work. These guys are taking side jobs. So, yeah, the Republicans need to stop worrying about what Democrats are going to do if and when they are the majority in Congress. They've already shown you what they're capable of. Who cares? You need to serve the American people. Trump ran on certain agendas, and Congress is failing so far. Stop being scared.
And but I'm not sure what changed his mind on that, but he'd called for it before in his first administration. So this is something that President Trump believes in.
Have you talked to him during the shutdown?
No, I have not spoken to him with the shutdown.
You obviously are very devoted to President Trump. You've made that clear. You have campaigned for him. Is there anything, though, you'd critique or do differently?
My critique is not being focused on America first, but I largely blame that on our Congress because I serve in the House. I also blame that on who's advising him in the White House. You know, keeping him on nonstop tours around the world and nonstop meetings with foreign countries' leaders is not America first. It's just not. I think domestic policy should be the most important issue that the president and the Republican-controlled House and Senate are working on. And
Hey, look, I'm not hearing anything wrong so far, and I'm objectively listening. So far, I have not heard anything that I disagree with. And of course, no one agrees with someone 100% of the time. But with this particular conversation, this interview, she's been spot on. I don't see anything wrong with what she's saying. She's not throwing anyone under the bus. She clearly says she still supports Trump 100%, but there's certain things that Congress is not doing that they should be doing on both sides. So she's being fair.
that showed up in the election on
But
Tuesday.
as the president, does he get some responsibility for that?
Well, of course. I mean, every president is responsible for the way that they lead, but they're also in a silo of information. And I think that's why after the election on Tuesday, you saw President Trump come out and react differently, probably because they couldn't keep him siloed. And here's the polls, sir, and this is what people are saying. I think he saw for himself, and he's reacted.
She's even given him props. So I don't know what's going on with social media because I've been hearing that she's been against Republicans and Trump, but again, family and friends, she has been spot on.
Very interesting.
Maybe
You're an
it's me.
influential Republican in the House of Representatives, and we hear you breaking with your party on several issues, like the shutdown, the government shutdown, healthcare, foreign policy, the Epstein files. You say that's nothing new, but Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she's arguing that
She's a
this is
nut
all
job,
quote,
AOC.
revenge tour on your part because President Trump prevented you from running for Georgia's Senate seat next year. Is there any truth to her claim?
No, there's no truth to it. I actually put out a statement earlier this summer on why I didn't want to run for Senate. And if you look at the gridlock in the Senate right now, that actually I find repulsive, it just shows, why would I'm a serious person. I like to achieve things. I never want to go work somewhere where you can get nothing done.
So
Hey, what is going on here? She seems genuine about what she's saying. I don't understand where all these what's this backlash is. Why? And yeah, she went on The View, but she's saying the same things apparently.
do you have any ambitions for a statewide or nationwide office?
So everyone's asking me that, and I think it's because Washington has never seen someone come in with pure intentions. I'm literally one of those disenfranchised, forgotten Americans that feels like the government has failed them, and I just so happened to get elected to Congress. So I didn't come in here
That's how most
with,
people feel.
some sort of career or desire to just continue climbing the ladder. All I really want to do is do the job that I'm doing right now, and I'm trying very hard to do it, but we can't even go to work. So it's pretty hard to do it.
Are you completely ruling out the possibility of running for president in 2028?
So that was a rumor that got started yesterday, completely baseless. I never said I was running for president in 2028. I said I wasn't running for governor in this upcoming election. I said I wasn't running for Senate in this upcoming election, and I haven't said I'm running for president. Think about this. I'm against foreign wars to the military-industrial complex. Do you think they'd donate to me? No. I'm against Big Pharma, so do you think Big Pharma would donate to me? No. Health insurance industry? Absolutely not. I've been burning them to the ground. So I wouldn't be a candidate that would have all that big donor money. I'd have to send out like small dollar campaign.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what else to say. She clearly says she's not running for president, and she explained why, even if she wanted to run for president, why it would be damn near impossible. So she's against Big Pharma. She's against the war, the military and industrial. So I'm not understanding why the heat is all of a sudden on her for speaking about things that are factual. Americans don't care about the back and forth that goes on social media. They have no idea about the infighting. They don't care about that. What they care about is, can I provide for my family? Can I take a vacation once a year, maybe twice? And that's pretty much it. And they want to be safe. They want to feel safe, and they want to have security inside the nation. That's pretty much it. And she has said everything that I'm pretty much agree with, and most, if not all, conservatives and Republicans agree with. And the issue that I see is the people that are criticizing her. It's the same kind of rhetoric that happens in the Democratic Party, where you just try to shun someone away when they disagree with you. We can, as conservatives, disagree with each other and respectfully disagree and not try to shun someone out. She's not the person that continuously voted no for the agendas that Trump has campaigned on. She's voted yes on pretty much every damn thing. So people say she's a rhino. I don't think so. And for those of you who don't know what rhino is Republican in name only. But she's been for Trump, about Trump this whole time. I'm not understanding why we're so, and when I say we, I'm referring to us Republicans and conservatives, why we're so harsh on her when she has a different view on things. And she's not talking negatively about the president. She's talking negatively and criticizing her own Congress members on both sides, Republicans and Democrats. So for me, I think she's a 100% correct. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you soon.